morning. Welcome back to Keto in the Chaos. My name is Tammy and this is another episode of Keto Mom Life. So it's pretty dark in here. I just turned on my lamp and my lights on my bed because it's pretty dark. It's pretty early in the morning. It's about 7:30. I just got home from dropping my 16-year-old daughter off at the train station. She attends a performing arts high school. She's the only one of my kids that goes to public school at the moment, and she goes for the performing arts, which I can't afford to give her any other way, so that's why she goes to school and the other ones don't. So I decided today, since I already posted a food video for you this morning, that I will record a Mom Life episode for you today and post it on Thursday. So you'll be seeing this on Thursday, but today is Wednesday, which is our first day back at school, homeschool, but we don't have dance, so we kind of have a day off, which is nice. So we're going to spend the day, the plan, I must stress that the plan is that we will plan for the next few weeks of the school year. With each of the kids, I'll sit down with them and plan what they're planning on working on. Oh wow, we're doing a lot of planning. Hopefully, anyway. We're gonna get the tree put away. I will maybe show you some tips and tricks about what I do in the kitchen for my keto breakfast. I'll talk about a few questions that I've had. I have some other things I've got planned, but as a mom of 9 kids, I have to be really flexible. So basically what I do each day is I have in my mind a list of to-dos, and they are prioritized by most important to least important. So today, most important would be to plan for the school year and get the kids started on what they're doing. Least important would be organizing my bookshelf, things like that. So I have a list of things that I'm planning to do and hoping to do, but I'm really flexible as the day goes along, because you cannot be a mom of 9 kids and not be flexible. That's just, I know people who aren't, and that's just not me. I can't be rigid and scheduled. It's just not my nature. So we have a general outline of how our day goes, and we do the best we can, and we don't stress if things don't happen the way we plan. So I hope you'll enjoy this day of Keto Mom Life, and I hope it will be entertaining and educational for you. We'll talk to you a little later when the sun is up. I forgot to mention that when I got home, I was starving. This is my first day back on our early morning schedule. I got no sleep last night. I look like death. I feel like death. So I had me a dose of Soleil water, and I made a cup of Crio Bru, which is my roasted cacao beans that you just cook like coffee. I put in 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream and some liquid stevia. And I'm gonna drink it. It feels like eating, I don't know. So that I can kind of stave off that hunger until I'm ready for my first meal. Looks yummy. It's awesome. If you haven't tried Crio Bru, you definitely should.
Down. Mom, after I'm done with lowercase, let's do it again. Get your paper and pencil. Paper and pencil. When you are ready to write. Again. Play again and no legs, click on a colored word to find wiggle. I did that. Keep doing the phone.
You grumpy? You are?
Spelling song. Oh, that's first. Your last one.
You're what?
I'm just stretching.
Awesome. Yeah, you can see my shelf over there. That's why it's on the list of things that need to be done today. We will see what happens if I get that far.
Starts now.
And good afternoon to you as
we cross into this noon hour, we continue our coverage of the death of President Thomas S. Monson, who passed away Tuesday night at 10:01 in his home in Salt Lake City.
He was surrounded by his family. He was 90 years old.
Do you understand what it means that they're talking about on the news? What happened?
President Monson. He passed away.
Yeah. Who's President Monson? Who is he to you? How do you know him?
He's our president.
What does a president do? Does he tell us what to do and boss us around? And he tells us what Heavenly Father tells him that we need to know? He's a prophet. Do you remember anything about him that you liked?
He wiggled his ears.
He wiggled his ears. Yes, he did. Well, we got one of the school charts done, only one. We've mostly been kind of distracted watching the news about our prophet who has passed away, talking about his life and hearing stories and things like that. It's important for us to take a break from what we're supposed to be doing to remember him and to be grateful that he lived here and led us. He was an amazing leader, and he was also a man of the people. That was the thing that I admire the most about him, is that he was always willing to be with others and to serve others and to give of himself and basically practice what he preached. He was a great leader, and he's going to be dearly missed. We will have a new prophet at some point. Not exactly sure how that whole process works. I've been through it a few times, but I haven't really paid super close attention. But yeah, kind of unsettling news for today. But he was 90, so you know, when you're 90, it's about time. So I'm going to take a break because I'm getting kind of overwhelmed with just not feeling awesome, and I'm going to go and make my first meal, and then I'm going to see if I can talk the kids into taking down the Christmas decorations. I'm really hoping they will be willing, because it really needs to be done today. We're not going to have another chance to do it in a while, so we really need to get it done. Well, as you can see, the kitchen is far from cleanly at the moment, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean things up in here, and then I'm going to make my first meal. At this point, it's like 12:30, and I'm totally, completely starving, so I'm gonna be as fast as I can, but I may actually die if I don't get food soon. So, let's clean house. girls ate it all. It's all gone. You want a hot dog or some turkey? Some turkey? What? You left the cups upstairs. In fact, can you please go upstairs and get all of the cups that are up there? Because there's a freaking lot. Please. I know, but you can't just have chocolate milk. You need to have food. Yeah. Do you want food with your chocolate milk? What? Okay, so little bit of a problem. I am completely out of bacon. Now I may actually die. What time is it? Oh, I have my phone in my pocket. 1:08. Haven't even swept the floor yet. Haven't eaten. Have no bacon. Well, fun times. He wants chocolate milk, even though you can't see him. And apparently, all he wants today is glass after glass after glass of chocolate almond milk. He won't eat food. Silly kid. Where?
I'll go get the other two.
Please see the. Yeah, look at that. Apparently, you can't even touch his chocolate milk without it being in his mouth. You can't drink the whole thing.
Want some turkey too? Want some turkey first? No, want that.
All right, here you go, kid. Okay,
With chocolate.
so we are still 2 days away from payday, and I got no bacon. I have yogurt, I have cottage cheese, I have eggs, I have regular cheese, I have some turkey. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do just yet. So my first step is gonna be put it in the app. So I don't know if you're gonna I don't know if I'll even be able to show you, but I will try. Okie dokie. Chronometer app. Okay. So it's gonna open up to today and it's gonna be completely blank. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click this little plus at the bottom to add a food. Add a food. So I know I have some eggs, so I'm gonna start with 3 eggs just to see how things might go. Add serving. And then I know I have Good Culture cottage cheese. So I'm gonna find that. Oh, you know what? It's not in my list. I'm gonna search it. Okay. 1 container, add serving. And then I know I have yogurt. So I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do 100, let's see. Let's go for, 150 grams of that. Let's see where we're at this point. If I click on targets, I can see that I've up to 52 protein and 22 fat. Oh, hey, really? Hot dang, that's not too bad. So, I guess I might not need the turkey after all. What happens if I add in some provolone cheese? Provolone. Provolone cheese. Let's do 2 ounces of that. I probably don't need quite 2 ounces, but why not? And check targets. Alright, so that actually puts me over my protein. I wonder if I need that second egg. Let's go for 2 eggs. Hi, George. Yeah. 2 ounces of provolone, 150 grams of yogurt, 1 container of good culture cottage cheese, and 2 eggs. Has us at exactly 60 grams of protein, 60.7, 30 grams of fats, and 13 net carbs. I don't even need net carbs for this because there's no net carbs in any of the food that I ate. It's just total carbs. So I'm going to talk to you guys about why I do half. So now I've decided what I'm going to eat. Now I'm going to show you, now I'm just going to talk about some of the questions you guys were asking me about my food. Awesome. Yeah, but you can't see. There we go. Feeding the kitty turkey. This is what Jasper's doing with his food. Tried to feed Jasper, he feed it to the kitty. Okay, let's try this again. Leo, can you be a good boy? Huh? Can you be a good boy? There's some purring. Be a good boy.
He's gonna kiss you.
He is like the cutest cat that ever lived, but he is feisty little bugger. Man.
He wants to go explore.
If he doesn't want something, man, he will not listen to the alpha, you know, like he doesn't want to obey at all. Like he'll only let me hold him if he wants to be held, not if I want to hold him, or if I want to like train him to lay on his back or whatever. He will throw a big fit. The twinners. Look at those baby boys. Okay, bud, mommy needs to talk to the people at YouTube. You didn't even eat your turkey. I'm never actually going to get to the demo because... And now you know why I don't ever do it. There's no chocolate in here. This is mine. You're allergic to this. You can't have it. Now you're going to take your chocolate milk and go in there, okay?
Milk?
Take your milk, go bye-bye. No, take your milk, go bye-bye. Here. Yes, you do want to, actually. Okay. So, I had a question from a couple of people about my yogurt. Why I only count half the carbs in cultured foods. So it has to actually say live and active, but if you look, so I'll bring it over here. Right here it says live and active cultures, and it also has the probiotic symbol on this one. On my good culture cottage cheese, they're just tiny little containers. They don't sell them in big containers, or I would totally buy them in big containers. So usually there's a symbol on it, and I can't even show you the symbol because apparently the 2 ones I have right now don't even have it. This one does say it in the ingredients, live and active cultures, and it says it here, live and active cultures. It doesn't have the official live and active cultures seal, and it really should. It has 6 fat, 18 protein, and 5 carbs, but only 2.5 of those do you have to count, because, and this is the reason why. So this is purely from the Ketogenic Dieters Facebook group. This is not anything I personally know about. I don't know the science behind it exactly, but on our group, this is what we say, and so that's what I do, and it doesn't seem to affect my ketosis, so there you go. Because there are live and active cultures in a milk product, the cultures eat half the sugar. I know it sounds like a pipe dream, but it is supposedly true. So when I have these big carby things, because there are 9 grams of carbs in a cup of this, and 5 in a cup of the good culture cottage cheese. So that's 14 grams of carbs. Really, I'm only counting half of those carbs. So I would count 7 carbs only on that meal. Now, I'm only doing 150 grams, so I have to figure out exactly what half that is. Obviously, it's not exactly half of the 14. Some of those carbs are going to be coming from the cheese, some are coming from the eggs. So, anyway, that is why I only count half the carbs. The cultures eat half the sugar. I have no idea where that science came from. I've been eating yogurt the whole time, from practically day one, all through the year, and I've lost 140 pounds. So if you want to try it, I say go for it. It's high in protein, super creamy and yummy, and it makes me happy. So there you go. Makes me satiated. Dude, it's all in my head. There's no way to track it in the chronometer. There's no way to track it unless you're gonna write it down or just keep it in your head. All right, so then I'm gonna maybe switch cameras and show you exactly how I put this together. Okay, so here is my really old scale. Like I said, it is really old. I have literally had it for like 12 years. And it is like, you can see that this is the on and the tear button, and it hardly works. Oh, there, it actually worked for a second. But it's really accurate, and the thing has been dropped and thrown and whatever like a billion times. So, in order to do my yogurt, what I usually do is I use the tear button to set the bowl to 0. I just go ahead and start scooping in the yogurt. This is harder to do with one hand than you might think. And I'm going for 150 grams. Now you guys know why I do all my videos in my bed and lock the door. There is a reason, because if I come out here, it's like ridiculous. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Just a tiny bit too much. That's close enough. All right, 150 grams of the yogurt. And next, I'll have to do this. I'm gonna have to pause it to open that. Okay, I probably can't even do this one-handed either, you guys. I need a film crew. Somebody come and be my film crew. I know you want to. Don't you want to live with this crazy, insane family? And I don't have any extra bedrooms, so you'll just have to sleep on the couch. But come on, it would be fun. Oh, and I can't pay you either because I make no money. But, you know, it's fun. Hey, look at me doing it one-handed almost. I'm being really clever here. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause it to get the last bit. Okay, so you guys were asking me about the Mio, and let me show you exactly what my Mio collection looks like. So here are my Mios at the current moment, and you have to know this is actually fewer Mios than I usually have, because it's 2 days away from payday and we need to go shopping still. So these are all the different Mios that I have. I have a lot of Mios. So the difference between the Mios, the Mio Vitamins and the Mio Energy, they're both sucralose sweetened. I do use those in my yogurt, but I handle them okay. So you gotta be careful if you have a hard time with sucralose, because those are definitely sucralose sweeteners, not anything that, you know, is super natural like erythritol or stevia. They do sell these brand of Mio vitamins. These are stevia sweetened, and the way you can tell they are stevia sweetened is the band around the top. But honestly, I have yet to find a stevia sweetened one that I really like. I'm just kind of picky about my sweet flavors, and these ones just aren't quite sweet enough, which is ironic because for other things, I find that stevia drops to be more sweet. For example, my little cup here, that was from my friend Brandy. Hi Brandy, she usually watches my channel. I have actually got erythritol in here. Originally I put it in here because I was gonna maybe scoop it into my Crio Bru. Yeah, I tried that last week and I actually despise it. I don't know, maybe I'm just doing the wrong ratio. It just ended up really gross. So what I prefer right here are sweet drops. I don't use this vanilla flavor very often, it just happens to be here. This main one, the big one. It was like $20 for that bottle, but it lasts a really long time. This Sweet Leaf Sweet Drops brand is what I generally use in my Crio Brew. I also have this one that's supposedly chocolate flavor. It's not as strong as a Sweet Leaf brand. It tastes okay. You'd eat too much of it, and I don't really feel like it tastes like chocolate. And these here are my Soleil Water, it's my Soleil Water farm. I actually have one up in the cupboard too that's even bigger. I keep a lot of Soleil water going at all times because I just never know if I'm going to need it, because I may have forgotten to make some or something like that. Once it gets to this point where the clear has separated from the pink, that's when I usually grab my Go Stack cup, which I didn't bring downstairs with me, so I can't show you right now. And I pour the clear liquid into there so that I can store it there and take it with me. And then I make a new one. So I usually have plenty of Soleil water on hand because you know you don't want to be without your Soleil water. If you've seen that episode where I was shopping at Target and all of a sudden I couldn't talk, that would be because I didn't take my Soleil water that day. Anyway, that is my collection of sweeteners. I also happen to have my collection of Crio Bru. This is my collection of Crio Bru. As you can see, I have quite a few bags of it. But if you were wondering what it looked like, there we go. So, if you were wondering what they look like this. And I will show you in a bit how I make it in the coffee maker. Okay, and now I've got the filter on the scale, and I am just gonna measure my Crio Bru. I usually use between 12 and 15. 15 if I want it to be a little bit stronger. And that's about 2 tablespoons, I think, of the Crio Bru. Let's look. It's 1 serving. Well, 12 is 1 serving, I think. Let's look here. 2 tablespoons is 12 grams, 12.5 grams, so it's just a little over 2 tablespoons. It does have 1.5 grams of carbs, but that is in the fiber in the grounds, so I don't count them. All right, I've got my water in there and it's brewing up. Okay, so for this size cup of Crio Bru, it's about, well, let's do about 4 ounces on my Mr. Coffee. A little under 4 ounces. I use 2.5 dropperfuls of this stevia. Alrighty, so I have my stevia in the cup. You can see it down in the bottom there. It's not very much. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of half and half. So in grams, to weigh a tablespoon, it's the same as milliliters. And there are 15 milliliters in a tablespoon. So for 2 tablespoons, I'm going to do 30 milliliters, which would be also 30 grams. And we're doing 39 grams. Good thing I can measure in grams in my chronometer. Right, now I'm gonna add the Crio Bru in. And that just mixes it up for me. Very nice. All right, my cheese is melted on top of my eggs. And I am just gonna add, I should have opened it before I turned on the camera. Hold on. And I'm just gonna add on my Hatch Valley green chili salsa, 2 tablespoons, which is again 30 milliliters or grams. And again, it's 36. Apparently, I'm not capable of doing 2 tablespoons today. Oh well, that's why I can put it in the chronometer that way. And here we have, finally, the first meal of the day. It's only, I don't even know what time at this point. Probably 1:30, maybe later.
It's 2 o'clock.
It's 2 o'clock?
It's 2 o'clock.
2 eggs, 2 ounces of provolone cheese, 2 tablespoons of Hatch Valley chili salsa, 150 grams of Giovanni Greek yogurt, 1 container of Good Culture cottage cheese with 2 squirts of mango peach Mio, and 1 cup of Maya flavored Crio Bru with stevia and half. That was a chore. What are you doing outside? How did you get out? Huh? Yeah, you know you're in trouble. You know you're in trouble. I came outside to leave, and you are not where you belong. You want to go in? Want to go inside? Okay. Well, today has been seriously a comedy of errors. We only got one of the school charts done. 3 of the kids did their schoolwork. I have no idea if the other kids have because I haven't even had a chance to talk to them. The 2-year-old has been an absolute holy terror, slamming cupboards, yelling, screaming, running around the house. I don't even know. Like, it's usually not this crazy. And we still have to do the Christmas tree. And of course, I am 15 minutes late picking my daughter up from the train station. So, I gotta go. It's time for my second meal of the day. I have 7 ounces of top round steak and about a cup and a half of broccoli and 1 tablespoon of butter. And that's going to be my last meal of the day. Okay, so yeah, I got basically nothing done today. All the plans I had this morning, pretty much none of them worked out. But, you know, like I said, I have to be flexible, and some days are productive and other days not so much. But you know what? Stayed keto through it all, and tomorrow is a new day, so wish me luck. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today for another episode of Keto Mom Life. We'll talk to you again soon.